Yeah, so you want to talk about Godzilla versus Kong?
Yeah, we could do that next before we go to Joker.
Yeah. Godzilla versus Kong is an unwatchable trash heap of a garbage movie, and it's almost unwatchable. It is so bad, and they need to stop making these movies. Um, I will say the fights. I gotta give props to the fights. All right, I gotta say they're good because they were good. The CGI was good. Congratulations, but don't put characters. It's just like we were just talking about video game movies, and one of them I brought up was Rampage and how the movie isn't about animals that tear up the city. It's really about Dwayne the Rock Johnson and his relationship with the animals that tear up the city, and that's not what the video game's about. And um, this movie, most of the movie is centered around people that you do not care about. People, it's almost worse than Mortal Kombat in a way because Mortal Kombat, there is not a single actor in that movie that I expect to be a good actor. Like there, I don't think there's a single actor in that movie. I mean, like, oh, that guy's an Oscar winning actor. There are multiple people in Godzilla versus Kong that are phenomenal actors. Like Kyle Chandler's a small role in it. The chick from 11 or from 11 from Stranger
Stranger
Things is in it.
Things. My
I'm
boy,
forgetting
Paperboy, Paperboy,
Paperboy.
the black guy.
I don't know him.
Oh my,
The conspiracy theorist guy.
yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he's terrible in the movie. Like he
Yeah,
should never act
he's
again.
great. No, he's great in Atlanta and on the FX. He's that I only know him from Paperboy. He's great, and
Yeah,
he was in the Joker too.
he was in the Joker.
Yeah, he was in the
With
Joker.
Walking Phoenix. What
Yeah,
character was he?
he was the guy who was trying to get his files, and then he took the files away from him when he was running in Arkham Asylum, where
Oh,
he
really? So he played the role of the guy at the end, right before the credits played. That's oh my god.
right before he went to right before he turned into Joker. But yeah, yeah, no,
Uh,
he was great. I like not how he played in this movie. Like he was just but like if you see Atlanta and you see him as Paperboy, it's night and day with his acting from a good role in Atlanta versus a shitty movie with horrible dialogue in this one, and he has to, you know, do what he has to do or work with what he got, to just kind of like wing it at the same time.
you have Alexander Skarsgård, who's another really great actor. I'm looking at the list
Oh,
now.
when
A
you
lot of
when
these people
you
I don't know.
when you talk about like like the monsters and relationship with humans, that was the whole thing. I'm just kind of like Kong has a relationship with that little girl. I'm just kind of like, of
Yeah, I
course,
mean
of course she
the whole
does,
line.
of
And
course
I
she
know
does.
we're talking about massive monsters that are fighting each other, but like the whole like oh here's this little deaf girl that we're basically taking around all these military bases. Like why is she still there? I don't understand why she's not in like some sort of a home. Like I don't understand why they're on this big freight. Like I can understand. Oh, we're traveling from the island. She was from the island. Like she's the last of her kind. I
Then
think that's what it
sure.
was, right? She was like the last of the people
Uh,
that survived from the island on Skull Island. So they brought her back with them. And then after that, though, they're like in bases and things. And it's like, why is this little kid like? And then nobody's watching him. Like when she goes out to the
to the
deck
to the deck. No one's like,
to
where
talk
is
to
she?
Kong.
She's right
It's like,
there.
whoa, what does this kid have? Unlimited access? Like, there, there's no key card to get onto the deck of the ship right up to the, the 400 foot tall, man killing gorilla.
Yep.
There was just so many things like that. The whole, scene where, Millie Bobby Brown and all those guys are traveling,
I
to
wish.
Tokyo or Hong Kong. I think it was Hong Kong
Yeah.
and like that whole scene when they're sneaking around the base, and then he ends up pouring water onto the computer that somehow controls Mechagodzilla, and that's how he glitches out to kill them. It was all just like garbage. Like you could have made this movie. This movie could have been like 75 minutes long. It literally could have been 75 minutes long, and it would have been better.
They
Like
could
it's
have
an
took
hour. It's almost 2 hours long.
they could have took the whole scenes with that 11 chick and her sidekick and the black guy. They should have never existed. Should
was
never.
no need for them
There's
to
no
exist.
need for him
They
whatsoever.
would have, if they would think about this, if they would have cut the salary of her and Kyle Chandler, who's her dad in the first or the second movie, if they would have cut those two actors out of there, maybe they signed some sort of deal. I don't know, and that's why they're in there. But if they would have cut those two actors out of there, how much better would the fights be?
The fights would have
The
been
fights would
the whole movie.
I mean, the movie would have been a
Would have been
masterpiece.
great. Yeah, you would have had
I
like
mean,
a half-hour fight scene between Godzilla and Kong. Like, this is what the people came here for. We don't care about winning or losing. I don't care. I want to see some grown ass animals fight
yeah.
one
I
another.
mean, if I know that this is what I'm going into, it's kind of like Fast and the Furious.
Oh my god.
You don't go into the Fast and Furious saying, "Oh, this time they might not get out of it." I don't think at the end, Dominic Toretto is going to have a Corona with his familia. I don't think that's what's going to happen. But that's exactly what I go into it knowing that's what's going to happen at the end of the movie. This
It's
movie,
all about
you know what's going
family.
to happen, but like the way they market it is, oh, this is Godzilla versus Kong. This is like serious, and this is going to be a dramatic movie, and there's going to be big name actors in it. And I'm sitting there watching this, like I could skip this. I don't need to know. All you need to have is like one Japanese guy say, "Let them fight," and then they fight, and I would be totally cool with that. Like, so I don't know. I actually look at my IMDb score. I gave it a 5 out of 10. So
Hey, I would give it a lower score. It would be Mortal Kombat would be here, and then here's King Kong and Godzilla would be underneath it.
yeah, I'd put Mortal Kombat ahead of Godzilla versus Kong.
When I saw was it who was it? Was it Godzilla or Kong? I think it was Kong who held the axe, who held Stormbreaker, whatever the hell the magic uh
Yeah,
the magic axe. I was kind of like, "Oh, here we go." I will admit though,
he came out of Hollow Earth and yelled, "Bring me Thanos," and then smashed Hong Kong to pieces. I would have loved it, but that's not what happened.
what I did, I was really hyped when I saw Mecha Godzilla. I was not expecting that. I was kind of like, "Yo, they actually did Mecha Godzilla." I was actually pretty hyped. And I was kind of like, "All right, this movie just gotten better for me now." You know?
So somehow there was leaks on this movie, and I knew about Mechagodzilla like 4 months ago.
Hmm.
Like I saw it on the trailer, like in the trailers. If you look at YouTube comments, which as a general rule, you probably shouldn't do that. A bunch of people were saying there was leaks and things about Mechagodzilla, so I was expecting that to happen in this movie.
Oh.
And you knew something had to happen to make them come together because there's no way that they were just gonna kill each other, and then they were just gonna kill off one of the franchises because now they can make sequels to this. Like,
Yeah.
Kong's still alive, and so is Godzilla. So if they had them fight and one of them died, it's like you immediately killed one of the chief franchises of the studio.
You killed off your
So
Tony
like,
Stark.
yeah, like then you're not gonna have an Iron Man 2 or Captain America 3. Like that's why Civil War you're watching it. It's like, oh, this is actually really good, but I don't think either of these people are going to die because they're not going to kill off one of their chief characters this way. So
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised when they brought on Mechagodzilla. That being said, I thought it was super cool. I thought Mechagodzilla was awesome.
Yeah, no, he
The
was
good
great.
graphics were pretty sweet. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not into those movies, man. I don't know. I got buddies of mine, buddies of ours they're obsessed with those movies, and I think they're kind of trash overall. So
Yeah. I completely agree with that. None of those monster movies I could never get into. Just not my cup of tea watching films like that. I guess is we
yeah,
just
no.
we don't watch trash, I guess, to put it that way.
Well, I mean, this past year, I mean, I look at the stuff I've watched this past year, and like that's come out this year. Like I've caught up with a lot of stuff that's older things that I never watched when it came out, and then I've caught up on it. But the stuff that's been released the last 12 months is it's all terrible. Like there's I can count on one hand the amount of movies that I ever want to watch again.